Greetings again. And let's see, we're getting toward the end of all of the objectives that are on the exam. We've really just got two more to go, this one and the next one. This one is going to be on using dimensions. And dimensions are real easy. There's several different dimension styles you can use. Here's one that's kind of automatic. Let's see, it creates multiple types of dimensions with a single command. I don't like that one because sometimes it creates a style of dimension I don't want. I might be trying to measure the length of something and it gives me an angle. So I always use right up here where it says linear, and you can pull that down and you can do linear, aligned, angular, arc length, radius, diameter, ordinate, jog. Okay, so all of those you can do in there. So I'm going to just go with linear. And I don't remember what kind of a question they asked. I don't even remember the practice test having any questions on it dealing with using dimensions. But really, you just go and you lock on to one side and then lock on to the next side of what you want to measure. Click and then pull down, or whichever way you need to pull that. Everything else in there is set pretty automatically, such as your distance from your extension lines and the object. And I think, let's see, options. Okay. And in here somewhere, I think, is where you would change. Maybe not. Actually, I think you change that in here. Okay, so we find dimensions, click on that, we'll go to manage dimension styles. There is where we change things such as, click on the modify button, change things such as color, line types, and somewhere in here also is that gap, that offset between the object, and this might be right here, the object and your extension lines. But that's really all there is to know. To do angles, you would just click on angular, and then you would click on one line and click on another line, and then you get your angle, your 90 degrees right there, obviously. Don't have any circles or arcs or anything like that to measure, but you get the picture. But that's all there is to using dimensions. It's just that easy. And the last one, maybe we can squeeze the last one in here too, set printing and plotting options. That is done down in your layout tab. So let's click on this layout tab. Now this is basically my paper space. So this is how it's going to show up on paper. And I would edit this by right-clicking on that layout tab. And I could do several things. I could rename that tab, which typically you do end up renaming it. And let's see, which one? Drafting, Stackdiv, Page Setup Manager. Click on Page Setup Manager, and there may be some default layouts that you have in here. Or you can create one and or modify this one. I believe on the test they might ask you to just modify. And in here you see you have all the normal printer settings. You got portrait, landscape, you've got scale, line weights, units, layout, all kinds of stuff in here. There's no shortage of stuff for the print layout. There is one thing that I'm thinking of that I don't see here, and I actually think it has a lot to do with the question that they may ask. Let me try. I'm going to right click on that again. I'm going to go to plot this time. And no, that's looks like the same exact information. Let's see. Add printer properties. Now there was a maybe they don't. Hopefully they don't ask that anymore because I don't see it. But there was a really weird number down here that they wanted, And of course, if you see anything, if it asks you to find whatever it is they ask you to find, you're going to find it in here. Let's give it one more shot. See if I can find it somewhere else. Drafting standards set up. That does nothing. There we go. But that's not what I'm looking for. Let me go back into Page Setup Manager, Layout, Modify, and there's no other buttons I can push. Thought maybe it's under Properties. Let's go Adobe PDF, Properties. Nope, it's not there. Well, I think you're going to be good with that one. I don't think they would ask any questions about anything that's not in here. But maybe because it's an older test, they might still do that. So again, whatever they ask, any information they ask you for will be in here. And if you'll actually test on the same version of AutoCAD that they're using when you take the test. So you should find everything you need right in there. And I'm sorry I can't find that for you. But that's it right there. No, that didn't do anything here. Okay, but anyway, that's it. Size, paper size, everything else. That's where you change your paper size. They might ask you to do that. I think I remember one time they did have you change the printer. And see, AutoCAD PDF, general documentation. Just seeing if I could find that data that they were asking for last time. But anyway, that's it. Hopefully you won't get that question. But that's the end of this video. And we will see you. That's it. That's all of them. That's all of the AutoCAD certification videos. Stay tuned. I'm going to start working on Revit certification videos. And I'm also working currently, just started yesterday, working on a series of videos where you design a house in AutoCAD. Just one of the many ways in which you can start your design. You don't have to start a design in AutoCAD. You can start it on a piece of paper and then transfer it to AutoCAD. But I kind of go through the whole design process in AutoCAD. And I show you a lot of techniques of moving and copying and offsetting lines to get the best out of your geometry and to help the ideas flow as you're generating ideas for how your home should look, how it should be laid out. So stay tuned for those.